Do you ever feel like you spend a small fortune paying for all kinds of crap for holidays that your kids don't ever remember once it's done? I know I did, and I spent a lot of time stressing on it. So today, we're going to put a stop to that. Easter's coming up, and we're going to talk about ways to make this one to remember. Hi everybody, welcome back to Work Right Planner. My name is Erica, and this is the place where I talk about all things planning and budgeting as I document my journey to pay off 6 figures worth of debt. Yes, I know I'm in a mess. You're along with me for this journey, and I have raised 2 kids on a single income, and I've learned a lot. So I want to share that with you guys. Today, we're going to talk about Easter. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for watching and for coming back. And if you're new here, I hope you like it and I hope you stay a while. Okay, so I spent 2 decades putting Easter together for my children, and like everybody goes way out for Thanksgiving or way out for Christmas, Easter's one of those kind of in-between holidays. I tried to make all holidays special. Easter is a time of renewal and resurrection, and it's just important. I appreciate it very much, and so I wanted my kids to celebrate. But do you know what I found out? They don't remember what they got in their baskets. They don't remember. They have very, very few memories of what Easter was like. So that got me to thinking, what do I remember from my childhood Easters? And you know what I realized? I can count on one hand the number of Easters I can remember throughout my entire life. I want to help you alleviate some stress. I went through from the perspective of the mother who has been there, done that. So I've put together 3 things that I think you should focus on to make this Easter one for the memory banks. Okay, so the first thing that I want you to remember is to keep it simple. The Easter basket doesn't have to be complex, and it does not have to cost you a fortune. First thing I would do is recycle something that has been used before. You can buy Easter pails at the dollar store or the Dollar Tree, and they're plastic, and you can stick them in the top of a closet and use them from year to year to year. Same thing with the plastic Easter eggs. Put them inside the pail, keep them from year to year to year. No need to reinvent the wheel, no need to spend that money again. Just, that's theirs, you use it. Or you can forego the Easter basket and give them something that they actually need. So if you have a child that's old enough to need a new purse, the purse becomes the Easter basket. If they need a new backpack for school because they've worn theirs out, the backpack then becomes the Easter basket. Fill it with things they actually need. That way it doesn't have to come out of some special budget. If they need new school supplies, they get new school supplies. If they need a new bathing suit for summer, they get a new bathing suit. Whatever you need, put in there. But with that said, limit what's in there. The more candy you put, the more wrappers you're going to find all over your house. The more toys you put in, the more clutter you're going to have, because kids get these things and they forget it. Okay, the cutesy little stuff in the Easter aisle at Walmart, you give it to them, it's all, ooh, look at what I got, for about 10 seconds, and then it's done, and they're never going to want it again. They just aren't until they see you throw it away. So don't let them see you throw it away. But with that being said, they're never going to miss it. So don't get that for them. Save your money, spend it on something else, something more quality. For instance, you could bring it back to the purpose for the holiday. So I'm a Christian. The purpose of Easter is that Christ was resurrected, saved us all from eternal damnation. Praise Jesus, I love him. How can you take the Easter basket, the very commercialized Easter basket, and bring it back to what it's meant for? You could get them a new age-appropriate Bible. You could get them an age-appropriate Easter book, because some kids are not quite old enough for a Bible yet, but you can find an Easter story that is age-appropriate for them. You could buy them a worship CD. You know, they're all the rage these days because a lot of the Christian worship artists are getting hits that are going mainstream, which I think is wonderful. But you could get them a worship CD. You could even get them a gratitude journal. I will have samples of this type of thing linked in the comment box below. That way you won't have to look real far to find them. I am so sorry. I don't know where that cut off at, but I was talking about gratitude journals. Extra points if you can find one that is personalized. But those types of things are going to bring you back to the reason for this season and make these gifts a little more meaningful and last a little while longer. My last suggestion for keeping your Easter basket frugal is going to be homemade gift certificates. Now, in your mom brain, it sounds like a lame idea. I'll give you that. But the kids loved it. They loved it. You could give them, you get to pick a movie night, a day free from chores, a late bedtime, extra time past curfew, a get out of jail free card. Any sorts of those kinds of things can go into the Easter basket. You can make them yourself and the kids will eat it up. They'll think it's great and it doesn't cost you a thing. So that brings me to my question of the day, and that is, do you have an Easter tradition for your baskets that I haven't mentioned? Is there something that you put in that maybe is not on our radar? Throw it in the comment box below. Help out your fellow parents out there to get some out of the box ideas. So tip number 2 for making this an Easter to remember is to use your community resources. Other people all across your community are celebrating Easter too, and leading up to it, there are going to be all of the Holy Week celebrations going on. So your city might be hosting Easter egg hunts. Some of your local businesses or your churches may be offering Easter egg hunts. Around here, we even have local businesses that will be doing Easter coloring contests and giving away prizes. Your kids would love that. So participate in it. It doesn't cost you anything. Just pick up the piece of paper, let them color for a while, tell them how beautiful their artwork is, submit it, and then let it play out. They're going to learn, not everybody gets a prize, or they're going to get a prize and be super excited, and that will be the Easter that they remember forever. So make sure that you use those community resources. Also, you could attend church. Y'all, if you don't already have a church, Easter is one of the biggest services of the year. Lots of churches make a big production out of it. Some of them even put on plays about Christ's crucifixion and resurrection, which is, what Easter is all about. So be sure to be on the lookout for those types of things. Okay, so remember how I said that Easter was a time of renewal? Spend some quality time with your kids and with other family members and renew those relationships. Y'all, this is time. If 2020 and 2021 taught us anything, if all of COVID taught us anything, it's that our time is short and we need to make the most of it while we have it. So, spend quality time, read a book together, plant something together. It's spring. Things are about to start growing. How exciting could that be? You could read the Bible together and maybe even memorize a scripture, and then every time they think of that scripture, they think of the Easter that they spent with you. You can also host your own Easter egg hunt at your house. It can be indoors, it can be outdoors, but inside, put love notes to your children, special things that you know about them. You can put scriptures in there if you want to keep it tied to the Christian reason for the holiday. My family used to have one egg that we called the golden egg. It was not always golden, but it would have a $5 bill in it. And y'all, we made it our job to find the one that had a bill in it. Well, if you're filling them all with little notes, no one's going to know which one's got the bill in it because there's not one that's lighter than the rest because they don't have candy and you don't have wrappers everywhere. So I highly recommend that. And then the last thing that I would recommend is bake together. When I think back on Easter, I have one Easter that sticks in my mind, and it was one that I spent at my grandparents' house. Me and all of my cousins were there. I'm the second oldest of the cousins on that side. My grandmother had gone out and bought us each a little baking kit. It was real small, but it was just enough for us to make our kid-sized portion. And each one had something different. We all sat down on that day and made them while we were there visiting. It's my favorite Easter memory from my childhood. So I highly recommend that kind of thing. I've discovered something called resurrection rolls, and if I can find them on the internet, I have not perfected the art of videoing me doing anything in the kitchen and definitely not making it pretty. And those don't ever turn out as pretty for me as they do the lovely pictures that are on the internet. But there are these things called resurrection rolls, and all it is you take a marshmallow, dip it in melted butter, roll it in sugar and cinnamon, wrap it in a croissant, and pinch all the sides together so it's just a ball, hence roll. When you bake it, the children see that the marshmallow is inside the croissant, but when you bake it, it's empty. So you can actually tell children the resurrection story in a very real way using these rolls. It is phenomenal. They taste delicious. Everybody loves them. Big hit. I highly recommend it. I'm going to be doing it with my granddaughter this year as soon as I can. So that's it. There's no need to be extravagant, especially when Jesus himself was a simple man, right? So just keep it simple, recycle what you can, use your community resources, and spend quality time with the people that you love the most. That's what it's really all about, right? Ultimately, just don't make it harder than it has to be. Don't stress it. It's going to be beautiful regardless. You've got this. So, if you enjoyed this video, I hope that you'll consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell so that you don't miss when I put out a new video. My next video is going to be how I menu plan to keep this pandemic from destroying my budget. So I hope you will join me back for that one. In the meantime, if you're still in the mood to watch, YouTube has put the best video for you on the screen. And I thank you all for watching. I hope you have a wonderful Easter season, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye, y'all.